Capricorn, July 2026 becomes a month of important agreements, meaningful partnerships, and the creation of a stronger support system for the future you're building. For most of the month, the sun moves through your 7th house. Partnerships, collaborations, client relationships, negotiations, and significant one-on-one connections naturally move to the forefront of your life. Many of the most important developments this month don't happen in isolation. People become catalysts. Through conversations, alliances, and shared goals, new doors begin to open. This is a season for meeting influential people, strengthening existing bonds, redefining the terms of a relationship, or discovering a new way of working together. Meanwhile, Jupiter is now traveling through Leo and your 8th house. A new 12-year cycle begins around shared resources, investments, financial support, business partnerships, wealth-building strategies, and profound interchange. Resources that once seemed out of reach may become available. Support arrives from unexpected places. The year ahead has the potential to significantly improve your financial position through collaboration, investments, strategic partnerships, or a more sophisticated approach to managing resources. July also features Mercury Retrograde in Cancer moving through your 7th house. Relationships and agreements require extra attention. Former clients may return, past partners could reappear. Conversations that never reached a proper conclusion may find their way back to the table. Rather than seeing this as a setback, think of it as a chance to gather missing information. Details that were previously overlooked become visible now, helping you make wiser decisions later. The first half of the month focuses on understanding relationships and clarifying agreements. The second half begins revealing financial possibilities and a broader vision for the future. Let's take a closer look. July 2. Venus forms an aspect to Black Moon Lilith, while Mars interacts with the lunar nodes. Questions involving relationships, finances, and self-worth move into focus. Venus is traveling through your 8th house, while Black Moon Lilith occupies your 12th house. A situation may reveal what has been hidden beneath the surface of a relationship or a financial arrangement. You could become aware of where you're giving too much, where boundaries need strengthening, or where you've underestimated your own value. Mars shifts attention toward education, travel, legal matters, paperwork, and your broader perspective on life. A conversation, a piece of news, or even a chance encounter could influence your future plans more than expected. July 4. Mars joins Uranus in your 6th house. This is one of the most dynamic transits of the month. Work routines, responsibilities, schedules, and daily obligations can change quickly. A new professional opportunity may appear unexpectedly. A shift in workplace dynamics could require rapid adaptation. The pace of life accelerates. Your nervous system may be carrying more than usual, making it especially important to pay attention to health, rest, and daily balance. This transit favors innovation. Fresh approaches to productivity, technology, time management, and organization can bring surprisingly positive results. July 5. Mars forms a harmonious aspect to Pluto. For Capricorn, this creates a powerful connection between the 6th house of work and the 2nd house of income and resources. The efforts you're making in your daily work can now produce tangible financial benefits. This is a productive day for salary discussions, negotiations, practical planning, and exploring additional income streams. You may also gain valuable insight into which talents and skills have the greatest earning potential. The more strategic your approach, the stronger the results. July 6. The Sun forms a challenging aspect to Saturn. This activates the axis connecting your 7th house of partnerships and your 4th house of home and family. Relationships and personal responsibilities may compete for your attention. Family matters, domestic obligations, property issues, or concerns related to your living situation could require attention alongside commitments to partners, clients, or important people in your life. A conversation may reveal that certain agreements need adjustment. While this aspect can feel demanding, it also shows which relationships have the strength and stability to withstand pressure. Strong foundations become visible. Weak foundations reveal where further work is needed. July 7. Neptune begins its retrograde journey in your 4th house. A period of reflection begins around family, home, real estate, emotional security, and your sense of belonging. Over the coming months, you'll gain a deeper understanding of what truly feels like home. Certain family dynamics may appear in a different light. Old assumptions gradually dissolve. The future becomes easier to navigate as you recognize what genuinely provides stability and what merely creates the illusion of it. July 9. Venus enters Virgo and your 9th house. This begins a beautiful chapter connected to travel, education, publishing, international connections, and personal development. Your curiosity grows. New ideas become exciting. The desire to explore unfamiliar territory becomes stronger. Opportunities may arrive through foreign contacts, teaching, learning, media, writing, or work involving an international audience. This transit also supports long-term planning. The future begins looking bigger, and your ambitions begin stretching beyond previous limits. July 11. Venus joins the South Node in your 9th house. People, projects, and ideas from the past may return. An unfinished educational path, a relocation plan, an international connection, or a person living far away could re-enter the story. This is a meaningful moment for re-evaluating your larger goals. As you reflect on where you've been, it becomes easier to recognize where you're meant to go next. Some unfinished chapters deserve completion. Others simply provide valuable perspective before the next chapter begins. July 13th. The Sun joins retrograde Mercury in your 7th house. This is one of the most important moments of the Mercury retrograde cycle. Conversations that have been circling beneath the surface finally begin coming into focus. A relationship matter that has remained unresolved may return for another discussion. An old agreement could be revisited. Someone from the past may reach out, or a current partner may reveal thoughts and feelings that have not been fully expressed before. There is tremendous value in listening carefully now. What is revealed during these conversations can change your understanding of a relationship or partnership. Still, Mercury remains retrograde, so there is no need to rush toward final conclusions. Allow the process to unfold. Later that day, Venus forms a challenging aspect to Uranus. For you, this activates the 9th and 6th house axis. Changes in work schedules, responsibilities, or professional obligations may affect travel plans, educational goals, or long-term development strategies. Something may need to be adjusted. The more flexible your approach, the easier it becomes to work with the changing circumstances rather than against. July 14th. A new moon in Cancer takes place in your 7th house. This is one of the most significant lunations of the month. A new cycle begins in relationships, partnerships, collaborations, and one-on-one connections. For some Capricorns, this may mark the beginning of an important relationship. For others, it signals a fresh chapter within an existing partnership. Professionally, this new moon can attract a valuable client, a strategic business partner, or someone whose influence will become increasingly important over time. The message of this new moon is simple: stay open to dialogue. The future is being built through cooperation rather than individual effort. July 18th. Uranus forms a harmonious aspect to Pluto. For Capricorn, this links the 6th house of work and daily routines with the 2nd house of income and personal resources. A change in how you work can eventually improve how you earn. You may discover a more efficient system, adopt a new technology, restructure your schedule, or identify a skill that deserves greater development. What begins as a practical adjustment now can create lasting financial benefits later. Small improvements made today have the potential to produce significant results over time. July 19th. Mars forms an aspect to Saturn. This is a day that rewards discipline, patience, and consistency. Work responsibilities, health matters, daily routines, and household obligations require thoughtful management. The pace may feel slower than you would prefer, yet there is value in moving deliberately. This transit reveals how sustainable your current lifestyle really is. Where stronger structure is needed becomes equally clear. Steady effort accomplishes far more now than trying to force immediate results. July 20th. Jupiter forms a challenging aspect to Pluto, while simultaneously creating a harmonious aspect to Neptune. Jupiter is traveling through your 8th house and opening a new chapter in your financial life. You may feel motivated to strengthen your material foundation, increase financial freedom, or build greater security for the future. Pluto encourages a deeper examination of your relationship with money, personal resources, earning habits, and financial decision-making. Old patterns are being challenged. Neptune contributes a more intuitive perspective. It helps you recognize which choices genuinely create stability and which merely provide temporary comfort. This combination has the power to reshape your financial strategies for years to come. Some of the decisions made now may influence the direction of your resources far beyond this month. July 22nd. The Sun enters Leo and moves into your 8th house. After several weeks focused on relationships and external connections, attention begins shifting toward finances, shared resources, long-term security, and deeper emotional realities. Subjects involving investments, joint finances, major purchases, financial support, inheritance matters, and personal transformation move into the spotlight. What makes this transit especially significant is that the Sun joins Jupiter in the same area of your chart. The second half of July therefore carries considerable potential for financial progress, resource development, and meaningful inner growth. The focus becomes less about who is standing beside you and more about what can be built together. July 23rd. Mercury stations direct. Relationship matters that have been under review since late June begin moving forward. Partnership discussions become easier, agreements make more sense. Questions that seemed complicated only weeks ago begin revealing practical answers. You gain a stronger understanding of other people's intentions and motivations. With greater understanding comes greater confidence in the decisions ahead. The uncertainty starts lifting, making room for more productive conversations and clearer commitments. July 27th. The Sun forms an opposition to Pluto while simultaneously creating a harmonious aspect to Neptune. The Sun is traveling through your 8th house, while Pluto continues its work in your 2nd house of personal finances, values, and resources. This brings an important question into focus. How do you balance your own needs with your commitments to others? discussions involving money, investments, shared resources, financial responsibility, or long-term plans may become especially significant. What emerges now often reveals the true nature of a relationship. Mutual trust becomes visible. So does imbalance. Some situations help you recognize which partnerships are built on genuine reciprocity and which may require a different structure moving forward. Neptune softens the intensity of the transit and encourages a deeper level of understanding. Instead of reacting immediately, you're able to sense the underlying meaning of what's taking place. On the same day, Saturn begins its retrograde journey in Aries. For Capricorn, this opens an important review period involving home, family, real estate, living arrangements, and emotional foundations. Over the coming months, you'll gain a clearer understanding of what truly creates security in your life. Questions about where you belong, what kind of environment supports your well-being, and how you want to build your future may become increasingly important. Saturn isn't asking for quick answers. It's helping you create something lasting. July 29th. A full moon in Aquarius lights up your second house of income, finances, personal resources, and self-worth. The results of efforts made over the past several months begin to show themselves. A financial chapter may reach completion. You could receive the outcome of a work project, make an important money decision, or gain a clearer picture of your earning potential. For some Capricorns, this full moon highlights the relationship between self-worth and financial worth. The way you value yourself often influences what you're willing to ask for, negotiate for, and ultimately receive. This lunation helps separate facts from assumptions. You see the situation as it truly is, and that perspective makes future decisions much easier. The same day brings one of the most powerful alignments of the entire month. The Sun joins Jupiter in your 8th house. This is a remarkable signature for financial development, support, shared resources, strategic partnerships, and access to opportunities that would be difficult to create alone. Investment discussions, business collaborations, funding opportunities, financial assistance, or mutually beneficial agreements can gain momentum. Support appears. Resources become available. A door that once seemed closed begins to open. This transit marks the beginning of a much larger financial story that will continue developing throughout the year ahead. Capricorn, July becomes a month of meaningful relationships, important agreements, and building a more secure future. The first half of the month focuses on partnerships, collaboration, negotiations, and understanding the people who play key roles in your life. Mercury Retrograde reminds you that thoughtful decisions are worth the extra time. Some situations from the past return because they still have something valuable to teach you. By the second half of July, the energy deepens considerably. The Sun and Jupiter moving through your 8th house highlight financial development, shared resources, support from others, and the strengthening of your material foundation. Venus in your 9th house encourages exploration, learning, travel, and a broader view of what is possible. Many of the most important developments arrive through people, through collaboration, through trust, through the willingness to build something meaningful alongside others. July helps you recognize what truly supports you, where lasting stability can be found, and which opportunities have the potential to improve your life in very real and tangible ways. Have a wonderful July, dear Capricorn.